A king for the poor. Why does a king need wealth when his people are starving? Does Mohammed VI really spend millions while his subjects live on $1 a day? The answers to these questions are found in this video. Stay tuned. Welcome to our channel. The hero of our video is the current king of an entire country, King Mohammed VI. King Mohammed VI of Morocco, with a fortune of $2.5 billion, is considered one of the richest monarchs in the world. The head of state, who manages his treasury at his discretion, does not stop at spending on himself and his family. He receives $40 million a year for his out-of-pocket expenses alone. He has a Maybach, an Aston Martin, a Ferrari, and dozens of other luxury and tuned cars in his garage. About a monarch who wears a white gold and a diamond watch worth $1,200,000, spends a mammoth sum on 12 palaces, and flies with an entourage of 300. Over 5 million of his subjects live on less than $1.50 a day, and he receives about $40 million a year from public funds for out-of-pocket expenses, which he spends on his pleasures. He loves it when his favorite toys are well maintained. King Mohammed VI, for example, flew his Aston Martin by cargo plane to the manufacturer in Britain to have it tuned. French journalists Katrina Glacier and Eric Laurent published a book in 2012, The Predatory King, in which they describe the predilections and daily spendings of the King of Morocco. The kingdom itself criticized the publication and banned its sale. Mohammed was inaugurated in 1999 and presented to the public as the king of the poor for his promises to reform the economy. However, since the publication of the book, the monarch has been referred to as King Midas. His fortune is estimated at $2.5 billion. He has concentrated all the key sectors of the economy in his hands. He is the country's main banker, insurer, exporter, and agricultural producer, journalists reported, citing sources close to the royal court. The details of the monarch's life that the writers uncovered surprised many. For example, it was revealed that he spends $1.5 million a year on pet food and twice that much on the royal wardrobe. For example, Mohammed once bought a cashmere coat for $55,000 in one of London's boutiques. The king usually travels abroad, accompanied by an entourage of 300 servants and friends. Separate planes are booked for them, and the royal jetliner itself has a personal gym. The king has 12 palaces. Although he only uses 4 of them, the rest have to be ready for his unexpected arrival. Regardless of the weather outside the window, the rooms are kept at a temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. It costs about $1.5 million a day to maintain such residences. According to the Telegraph, it costs Moroccan taxpayers $353 million a year to maintain the monarch himself, 18 times more than they spent on Britain's Queen Elizabeth II. Mohammed VI's love of luxury is evident in everything. Almost every morning he demands his aides bring a dozen luxury cars to the palace entrance so he can decide which one he will drive today. A Ferrari, an Aston Martin, a Maybach. He has plenty to choose from, journalists wrote. A favorite holiday destination for King Mohammed and his inner circle has become the local Royal Mansour Hotel. It was originally planned as a closed royal residence, but then it was decided to turn it into a hotel. The 3.5-hectare site is occupied by 53 three-story villas. Each guest, usually friends of the monarch, is entitled to 9 servants and a butler. To make the experience as comfortable as possible, the staff are kept out of sight. For this purpose, the hotel has developed a system of underground tunnels. Inside, there is a luxurious interior with marble mosaics, handmade carpets, terraces with pools and sofas. In the courtyard, there are fountains and a retractable glass roof with sensor control, which automatically retracts at the first drops of rain. Typically, the monarch's guests and the king himself spend time enjoying various spa treatments, hammams, beauty salons, and massages. In the evening, Mohammed and his friends head to one of the restaurants on the Royal Mansour grounds. A 46-year-old cleaning lady at the royal residence in Marrakesh was sentenced to 15 years in prison in January 2020 for stealing dozens of wristwatches, each worth at least $20,000. The woman managed to sell the items belonging to the king. The buyers of watches also recognized as accomplices to the crime and sent to prison for 4 years. However, it was by no means Mohammed's most expensive watch. In September 2018, he was pictured wearing a $1,200,000 Patek Philippe white gold diamond-encrusted watch. In addition to expensive cars and diamond watches, the king also likes to buy paintings and yachts. Last September, to celebrate 20 years in power, the monarch acquired a new vessel, the 70-meter yacht Does I, according to the local media. She was previously owned by billionaire Bill Duca, who sold it to the Moroccan ruler for 88 million euros. The monarch had his 62-meter yacht El Bougas refurbished shortly before buying the new boat. At present, the monarch's private life is shrouded in mystery. Before his marriage in March 2002, the 38-year-old king was a playboy fond of wild parties and flashy cars. It was reported that meeting Lala Salma, a 24-year-old IT professional, had changed the monarch. Their marriage, which produced a son and a daughter, lasted 16 years. Before the wedding, it was said that their affair was like a Cinderella fairy tale. A girl from an intelligent family, but not of noble birth, married a king. Becoming the monarch's wife, by the way, she did not get the title of queen. She was given the status of a princess. Before the wedding itself, Lala took the word of her future husband. She must once and for all remain his first and only wife. Salma broke local tradition in many ways. Her husband allowed her to lead an active social life. Their first joint photo from the wedding ceremony immediately went around the world. The photo shows the bride's snow-white gown embroidered with gold, complemented by diamond earrings and a tiara. The king did not skimp on gifts for his wife. She liked to wear the expensive national Moroccan kaftans, or she opted for European suits that cost tens of thousands of dollars. Regardless of the form in which the wife of the Moroccan king appeared, she was wearing jewelry. She wore large pendant earrings with diamonds and emeralds, then bright blue tanzanites. She often wore belts inlaid with jade or pearls and decorated with gold. What caused the couple to part ways in 2018 is unknown. Those around the monarch, who was often beaten as a child by his father, King Hassan II, complain of his caprices and feisty, hot-tempered nature. Mohammed's temper is still being tested by his many aides and secretaries. The king and his ex-wife have managed to maintain a normal relationship. Lala Salma lives in Rabat and often comes to the royal residence to meet the children. As for the French journalists who published a book about the mafia connections of the king and his entourage, they were arrested in 2015 for attempting to blackmail the monarch and extort a large sum of money from him. According to media reports in France, Éric Laurent and Catherine Gracier demanded 3 million euros from the king for non-disclosure of information compromising Mohammed. Otherwise, they promised to publish in a new book the king's secrets, photos, and other facts about his personal life. The new book was due out in 2016. Do you think Morocco needs such a king?